On this episode of Expedition Entity, we're going to the Command Post Restaurant and Camp Grant Museum just outside of Rockford, Illinois. Camp Grant was a U.S. Army facility named in honor of the American Civil War General Ulysses S. Grant. In 1918, the Spanish influenza pandemic affected over 4,000 men at the camp, taking the lives of over 1,000 between the 23rd of September and the 1st of October. On October 9th, 1918, the acting commander of the camp, Colonel Charles B. Hagedorn, took his own life due to the mounting death toll of the Spanish flu and his inability to slow the spread of the disease. Over the years, many soldiers have been seen walking around what is now the Command Post Restaurant and Camp Grant Museum. But are these soldiers victims of the Spanish flu, or is it the acting commander, Colonel Hagedorn, looking after his lost men?
One of the experiences I had was my daughter and my waitress and so forth was sitting around the table like I am here, and I decided I wanted to go to the kitchen. I went to the end of the hallway and looked up, and I saw this young man running across the end of the hallway. He was dressed in white pants and a white a baker's coat, but he was looking over his shoulders, just laughing like mad. He was blonde-headed, but I thought to myself, if he was real, he would have run right into a door, but he didn't do it. But I didn't believe before, but I said it didn't take me very long to change my mind.
Alright. So we're in the Camp Grant room with the giant flag and a lot of really awesome pictures and all these signatures here. Is anyone here that has a signature on this wall? Let's go down a little bit. Not bad. Alright, is anyone on the wall here in the room with us? Can you tell me what your name is? And there's a lot of new names, like this guy here. He was July 2010 from the Marines. 2010. No one's here that has a name on the wall? Okay. How about one of the pictures that are around us? Are you in any of these pictures? I'd love to be able to talk to one of you guys here. Is there anyone with us? There was a response there, but I couldn't understand what it said. If you're here with us, can you tell us what branch of service you were in? Like, for example, I was in the Army. Can you tell me what you were in? Were you in the Army? What? Oh, not even a response there. I talked over it. Did you say you were in the Army? How about the Navy? Marines? Or the Air Force? Maybe a yes there. Did you say yes to the Air Force? How about this? Can you tell me what your name is? My name is Larry. This is Tessa. Dan is over there. And Steve is over here. Can you tell us what your name is? I couldn't understand you. Could you say that again? Can you tell us what your name is? How about this? Did you ever come through Camp Grant for training? So it sounds like you did come through Camp Grant, is that right? Would you be able to tell us when that was? Was it during the World War? Or was it the Second World War? Okay. Now, did you come here for training or did you work here? Are you having a hard time using this black box here? Maybe it'll be easier if we try something else, right? Alright, I'm going to turn it off right now.
Okay. Tessa, see if you can get her to talk to you and answer you on that.
Okay. So, is your name Anne?
There you go.
Ooh,
Awesome.
I am good.
Awesome.
Hi, Anne. I don't know what else, like.
And
Oh,
my name is Dan. Were you part of the military? Were you a nurse? Were you part of the USO?
was your husband in the military? Oh, that's spiked real high. Okay.
Big time.
Okay. Did he survive the war? Did he die in battle? Did he see war? Oh, he saw war.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, did he die of the flu here?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That was going to be your
Yeah.
next question too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what other?
Okay, well we know he died in war.
Okay.
So
Yeah. What about that? Was he in World War One? Was he in World War Two? Two. Okay.
can I ask you a question, Ann? Do you think there's going to be a World War III? This is just a question because you may be privy to information that we don't have. Good enough for me.
Yay!
Yeah.
We're all gonna
Got
die.
lots to look forward to.
Alright, so, alright, I'm gonna ask what branch your husband was in, okay?
Now remember, during World War II, guys, there was only the Army and the Navy. The Air Force, in fact, was part of the Army, and it was called the Army Air Corps, correct? And there were Marines, but it was still a branch of the Navy.
The Navy, yeah, the Navy.
So it's going to be one or the other.
When you said Navy,
it went nuts.
Was he Navy or Marine? When you said one of those, it lit up.
I kind of saw it when you said.
Yeah, like I don't know, something you said is
So
like
Ann, was your husband in the Army? Okay. Was he in the Army Air Corps? Was your husband a pilot? Did your husband fly fighter planes? So not bomber planes, but fighter planes. Fighter planes. So like a P-41 Mustang, something like that?
I was going to say a Mustang too.
Y'all can ask those questions because I have no idea about that stuff.
Mustangs were very, very popular.
They were
they?
the big engine fighter planes.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They were the ones that really, they had a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I knew that there was fire. I knew that there were planes, but I didn't know that it was Mustangs.
So was your husband shot down over Europe? Was your husband killed in a training accident? Did your husband die from a mechanical malfunction?
Just
Don't forget the Pacific.
Well, it's just answered that he died from a mechanical malfunction.
It could have been over Europe or the Pacific too, though.
yeah, because
No.
okay.
Okay.
It was right when you were asking that question. That's when it like lit up.
Okay,
Like,
so
I don't know.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Ann. Let's start over. Was your husband killed during battle? Did his plane go down because it was shot down? Did his plane go down because it was a mechanical malfunction?
Or did he crash into somebody else? Was he over the ocean?
So he crashed into water, right?
Or I think he crashed into somebody else and then went into water.
And then went into the water.
I think so. Did that happen? Did he crash into somebody and then go into the water?
Does it upset you to talk about this right now, Ann? Because we don't want to upset you, ma'am.
Oh my.
I just felt the minute that went up, it felt like tingles up my spine. And I've never had that happen. Okay. And we're not going to talk about it anymore, okay? Is it okay to talk about you? Okay. Before we ask you any more questions, Ann, we are very sorry for the loss of your husband. I'm very sorry. How long have you been here at Camp Grant? Has it been since 1940? Okay. Was it after 1945? Okay, I'm going to count backwards then. 1944?
Oh,
So she's been here since 1944.
that went all the way up to
Yes.
red. Okay,
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen it go all the way up to red before.
I have, but not here.
I don't think
And
it.
not very many buildings.
I think this is the first place I've ever seen it go to red.
Larry and I have had reds up at Maple.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen it at red. Oh, that was weird.
So,
That's so cool.
and were you part of the military yourself? I asked you this before, but I don't think I gave you enough time to answer. So I'm going to ask one more time. Were you in the military? We're getting a pretty solid 3 into 4 for that. So she was in the military. Okay. Now, I also asked before if you were a nurse. So I'm going to ask again, were you a nurse? Were you something else in the military?
They also did switchboards and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
Clerical.
Clerical.
Yeah, I was about to
Some
ask.
of them typed up the letters when
Yeah.
somebody, you know, I mean, there was a lot of things that the women did.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, like, what is it that a woman could do that was in the military other than being a nurse?
Oh, there was tons of stuff.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
aunt
wow.
was,
I remember the letters
Well, what was
and
she-
the nurse.
Yeah, they did all the typing.
Yeah, the typings,
Yes.
yeah.
Did you work for somebody doing clerical stuff? Did you work for an officer that you did the clerical stuff?
I see your face, honey. You are not happy.
Okay. Did you work for a high-ranking officer? Such as a general?
I'm seeing like secretary or office worker. I don't know exactly what they would
A-
do for that.
A colonel? Larry, you could start belting off the chain of command probably better than I can.
Lieutenant colonel
Lieutenant colonel?
or a major. Captain.
I saw you bump the lights when Larry said captain. Did you work for a captain, Ann?
Was it a late response for major?
That was my second question.
Major.
Major.
Major makes more sense.
Yes.
Usually captains
Probably
wouldn't
didn't
do
have
much
clerical,
office work like
right.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm seeing
Captains
her.
had more command.
She had,
Right.
yeah. Well, like I see that she has a lot of like folders and with paper and I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, a lot of those
That would make
office
sense.
positions are major and above.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Because
It's a lot of
captains
that
are
stuff.
more, they had battlefield commissions, correct? I mean, some of them had, I'm sure, office, but more so
Some
battle.
of them did, but the majority of the time they were leading.
Field command.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even today, you still
Right.
have majors and above doing most of the office work.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get captains in there, but
Not very often.
not often enough.
Okay.
And was it like when she like deliver messages or like orders or something?
Possibly.
Where like, cause I feel like she had like really important job where like she had to give out paperwork that like said specific things.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know.
Any
I don't know.
correspondence
That's what I feel
that
like.
that person needed to send,
Would
it
have been
would be
very-
Would be
very
pretty
important to
important.
send.
Very
Okay,
important.
because I just feel like she had a very like she would hold on to them. Like it felt
Right.
like she's like very important.
Yeah,
She's
if-
like I have to do this. I
If
have
it
to
was
get this to
something
them.
like battalion or brigade
Yeah.
sending orders down to companies,
Okay.
that would be very, very important.
Okay, because I feel like she's like holding. She's like I have to get them.
It kind of lit up when Larry said that.
Yeah. She's like I have to get this to them. I have to get this to them. She
And-
felt very important.
Did you I am so sorry, ma'am. I am so tired. Did you serve stateside?
Rephrase that question.
Did you serve here at home in the United States? Did you serve for the major overseas? So did you travel out of the United States during your service? There you go.
Yep.
Try the UK.
Huh?
Try Britain.
There you go. You got your answer, Larry.
Got it.
Okay, so you served over in Britain. Okay. And you've been back here since 1944 at Camp Grant.
Yeah.
Okay. So at least we have that. Now we're getting somewhere with that. Okay. And this black box may allow you to talk to us. And we might be able to hear your voice over it if you'd like to actually speak to us. Would you like us to try that so that you can talk to us? Would you rather keep communicating with us with the black box and the lights?
I think she likes the lights.
Yeah. Would you like us to come back and talk to you again tonight?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We'll come back and talk to you again tonight, okay? All right.
They still in here?
No.
Bye. Can you tell me who touched Tessa over here? That might have been me. Can you tell her what your name is? Steve? Hey, thank you very much for talking with us. Try to push the light up real hard. You might have to use some of your energy to do it. Do you want to tell us your name?
Just send it, try to just get up.
Robert, are you in here with us?
Here?
Robert's here. Robert's here. Okay, Robert, Sam has a question for you.
Alright, Bobby. You know the story, I've asked this before, about the newspaper article that claimed a gentleman was frightened by your property by a ghost in a long white sheet. Who was dressed up as the ghost?
Was it you, Robert?